Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. Like to see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018 Career Mode, Episode 48. Big news after the end of that last stage, where we're at on some things. First, Giro d'Italia news. Nairo Quintana winning the last stage. Vincenzo Nibali leading at that point with Roglic, and Sosa is in second. The following stage, it is Sosa who takes the win over Louis Meintjes and Nairo Quintana. Nibali still in the lead. And the stage following that, Caleb Ewan taking the sprint win. Sam Bennett, Fernando Gaviria, still Nibali, Sosa, and Quintana on top. You might have noticed in the last one, I had 3 riders go down, and they are all injured. Let's see the damage. Seaspole, fractured kneecap. Ouch. Fabrice Gouillard, broken hand. Vincent Van Hemelen, fractured thigh. Whew. Ouch. Ouch. That's going to lead to some lengthy recoveries as we head into this one. And really puts us in a position that we can't afford to be, because the MGN Tour of California is coming up and we've got double races going, and I really don't have the riders all of a sudden. Our team's not that large and can't afford to have 3 riders out. Start of June, end of May. At least that's not too bad. Seaspole, the fractured kneecap, going to be out a bit longer. By the way, he's somebody who's starting to make a name for himself with, I believe, his 2nd career win just recently. Was that at the MGN Tour of California in real life? It may have been. It looks like Gouillard's going to be back first. Van Hemelen a little bit later, but just a half a month. That's not too bad. I mean, broken hand-wise, especially, that's not a long recovery for a bike rider. You can get back out there, still dealing with that injury. But life just got a whole lot more difficult. All of a sudden, we have 4 riders in this race. Veldeman's still there, 2nd place overall, but it's going to be a lot harder to support him with only 4 riders left. Amgen Tour of California is going to be starting soon. Now, while I technically still have the full team available for that one, the other race that's going to start once this wraps up, I don't remember which one, but the same team that's here was supposed to be going into that race. All of a sudden, I'm 3 riders short and don't have any additional riders. So I might have to have somebody abandon the Tour of California the day prior so that they are able to participate and at least give me 5 riders for whatever that next race is. This is an intense stage coming up here. But it's going to be a little while before the action picks up as we hit this loop again and again. And we have, for the 2nd time in this race, a climbing cobbled section. Rather lengthy one. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot forward in time a little bit. And we will pick it up when the action starts to intensify a bit, which I still imagine will be relatively early in this stage, as besides a small flat run-up, we're just going to be hitting that again and again and again. There's still 70k left in this race. However, the peloton's already down to 66 riders. Garrison was left behind for a good long while as he was caught in a crash on the cobbled climb.
But I can assure you that it doesn't mean renewed. They still remain a significant difficulty.
That group did come back together with the peloton, obviously, otherwise Garrison wouldn't be there. But not all of those members made it back, so some of that group split up and was left behind. Temporarily, the peloton was actually down to about 15 riders after that crash. But the first group made, the ones that missed the crash but were behind, that split caught back up pretty quick. And then the group that actually was in the crash along with Garrison took a couple tries before they actually made full contact. They just about reached the back end, but it would split off again. But you can see the peloton is definitely shrinking here. 38 riders now, and riding at an 80. We are actually sliding back slightly, but it's all about preserving these guys as long as we can, as Garrison and Van Ginneken are already getting pretty tired in this one. The breakaway group originally had 11 riders, and they had a significant gap, and it is still 6 minutes, but we've pulled back about 30 seconds on those leaders, and you can see that that group has shattered as we're starting to reel them back in. Peloton itself also down to 27 riders, and you can see that time is really starting to come down now as we've pulled back a minute, so those guys won't be out front too much longer. And the remnants within this group, which actually is now at 40, will be catching up to them within the next probably 10 to 15 kilometers, I would imagine. At least all but the last couple. Van Ginneken in a little bit of trouble here. And Van Ginneken, there's a puncture. Van Ginneken's about to go out the back. And there we go. Split off. Feldman, we need to up your effort level. Actually, let's go 85 here now. Just gotta make sure these guys stay put. Group's getting small, 32 riders.
Another flat tire.
Oh, shoot, we're gonna need water again here one last time, and it's gonna be hard to come by. The group's small, but that still doesn't leave us in the clear. So next time, as we're exiting the Garrison out the back. Garrison out the back. He's got his water. 30 riders left. After we get through this cobbled section, we'll have to send Vervecki to get water. For the meantime, his job is now to protect the leader, Feldman. Surprised, actually, the lead is holding 5.5 minutes. You can see just how quickly we gain time back when we hit these cobbles or when we hit these hills. And then there were 25, and we're out, so Vervecki, go get some water. I'm not sure how Vervecki suddenly does have some water. 19 or 23. 4 guys kind of dangling off the back a little bit. Vervecki has the water. And there you go. That should get them to the end. It's only 35K left to go.
That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really treacherous.
Now, I have no interest in pulling and wasting Vervecki on that, as I'm very much committed to just survival here. We've got 3 more times through the cobbled section. We're about to hit the first of those 3.
Some cobbled sections are very narrow, so it's important to be well positioned to avoid falls or breaks in the peloton. A fall
starting
just
to lap
took place in the
riders.
back. Several riders are on the ground. Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires.
21 riders. Oh, Van Ginneken with a puncture.
The pack seems resigned to leaving the victory to the escapees.
Does look like that's going to be the case.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
There's only 5 left, and they're all split up, so they're kind of riding solo. So we will catch up to some of them, and it looks like we're about to reel in one now. Then after that, yeah, you got 4 riders left solo, and the next one is 4 minutes up the road. So looks like the top 4 is probably going to be the breakaway group, because we're not really pulling them back. Pace is getting hotter though. It's even at 88, Veldeman slightly red. Peloton's getting very small. Even on the flat, we're losing riders, so a lot of guys are really struggling now. Down to 20. 2 times left on the climb.
Bikes are severely put to the test on cobbled sections, so special frames were developed. They offer more flexibility and are better at absorbing vibrations. This takes a lot of strain off the rider's forearms.
Just hanging on here. Could be going out the back. He's not the only one. There's definitely a few riders here really struggling now. Vervecki just hanging on to the back end. Ooh, split. 9 riders off the back. Slow down here. Okay, Vervecki. We're down to 10. Veldeman on his own, but probably one of the only fresh riders left here. Most of these guys have been riding alone. Fortunato Samsic have 2 riders. Bahrain's got 2 riders. Oh, Vervecki's back on, actually, so it's 19 riders again. But Vervecki is not doing so hot. Okay, here we go. Final time coming up. And yes, we are too far behind. And Bognies is going to take it today with a clear advantage. Just 11 riders in the peloton. Oliveira, Cousin, Gowden, Pogacar, who's starting to make a name for himself. Tekla Hymenot, Mahoric, big names here. Veldeman's got his work cut out for him. 2.4K. And we are coming up on that section as we have just 13 riders now in the peloton, and like I said, most of them are going to be super tired. So Veldeman is going to attack here. These guys are all getting lapped. 1K. There goes Cousin, Oliveira. Oh, that's the finish line. I thought it was going to be around the corner again. Bognies takes first, Cousin second, Oliveira third, Veldeman fourth. He had plenty left. I thought it was going to be like the last stage where you turn a corner and it wasn't in the middle of the cobbled section like that. I was just starting my attack. Still a good finish, no time lost. Bognies from the break, so no effect there. And we should still be comfortably in second. Vervecki should be approaching the line soon. Where are you at? He'll just miss the top 20. '21st. Garrison already on the final climb. And Van Ginneken as well. 46th, 66th, and the rest of the field heading across the line. This will definitely keep second place, so Veldeman has that much secured. And with the last stage on the flat, this will be a good, valuable points pay and finish for this team. This one will pay off. Yet again this season, not looking at victory. We keep coming so close, though. A lot of podiums, a lot of top fives, in a lot bigger races than what we competed in last year. 325 was the gap to Bognies, who held on from the break. The others were all caught. You can see this group coming in together. So Gowden keeps his lead, 48 seconds. Mohoric, 20 down to Veldeman, Pogacar, Declan Manat, Cousin. There's Bognies up into 7th place. Vervecki does drop a couple spots, or does he move? No, he moves up a place, 13th to 12th, I believe. 4 points short to Nasser Bouhanni, and the next one's a sprint stage, so expect Bouhanni to hang on, if not Cockard, to the sprint jersey. We do have the under 25s jersey, all but one. Delete that, and we move on to the final day. That is, if we don't start the Amgen Tour of California prior to finishing the final stage, as they will both be taking place here on the 13th of May. So we'll see which one we're getting before we jump into the stage. Apparently it's a very busy day in the world of cycling. A lot of stages being carried out throughout the world. And yet another. Somebody marked down the 12th of May. Which, of course, in real life was just a couple of weeks ago. Okay, we do get stage 6 before the Amgen Tour of California gets started. 183 kilometer pure sprint stage. Nothing much happening. Bouhanni, Cockard the favorites for the sprint. Without Gouillard here, that leaves us out of that competition. We'll do what we can with the 4 guys we have. Veldeman, the closest on points, so he'll probably be the sprinter on the day. Just 14 kilometers left here in the final stage of Dunkirk. Just the 4 riders, but we've got second place wrapped up here, and all we can really go for at this point is the sprint jersey, which is going to be really tough to take over Brian Cockard and Nasser Bouhanni, especially without my sprinters here out of this race, but we'll give it a shot. We've got 10K to go. Veldeman is the guy who's got a chance on that, even though Van Ginniken's a better sprinter. But we will go ahead and form up now with only 4 guys. It's a much shorter, more traditional sprint than normal. Van Ginniken will be the lead-out guy, as he is the top sprinter. Garrison's a decent sprinter, even though he's a domestique. And Vervecki, I'm going to use a little bit, but he is 12th overall in the standings. And therefore, I do not want... and actually, I'm going to wait a couple more K. I do not want Vervecki too tired. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on. Bring us forward. Bring us forward. There you go. So I'm not going to let him go all the way down.
The teammates of the main sprinters are not handing out tickets for a breakaway, so the stage will end up in a mass sprint. That's the end of the breakaway. The pack gave them
Breakaway's caught. Okay. Good. 6K was what I was thinking for Garrison, and we got there. I was worried about Vervecki there for a little bit, but we're going to have him grab onto the back to try to consolidate his 12th place. I think I'm going to try a 98 for right now, as we still need to get maybe a 97. We need to get 3 kilometers out of Garrison on the front, and that is definitely asking a lot. But I think at this rate, he should make it. Yeah, just about. Just about. Almost. He got 2.8. So we'll go 98 here initially for Van Ginneken, who's got to get us about 1.5. Okay, now he can go 99. Veldeman's not a pure sprinter. There you go. Okay, everybody sprint. And Ginneken could still actually end up winning this thing, but Veldeman, come on, come on. Can you get a top 3? Can you get a top 2? Not a stage win. And, oh gosh, this is a whole lot of riders side by side. Veldeman's going to be in the middle of it. Tuesday takes the win. Buani 2nd. Veldeman takes 7th. Van Ginneken 13th for Vecchi 14th. Cuckard nowhere to be seen, so he wasn't the threat, but Buani did take 2nd, so Buani will hang on to the sprint jersey in this one. But we got 2nd overall, we got the under 25s, and we did it with only 4 riders. Tuesday actually moves up to 2nd. Not a big deal though. Sprint jersey is win or nothing in terms of evaluation. Which is odd that they do that. It really is. Mountain climber jerseys have a value down to... Oh shoot, really? We're going to get no doctor for the Amgen Tour of California because the doctor was at the other race. Which is now done, by the way, but this is the same day. I don't know if I can get him from day 2. It's possible. We might be able to. But the other half of the team is here. We've got Conchi, Osorio, Swerble, Simpson, Bax, Marini, Wachtendorf. And this is a World Tour race. Just recently promoted from a top continental race to World Tour status. The Amgen Tour of California, stage win, 3.5-star objective. The biggest one left in the year. The only one left in the top 5 that takes place before the sponsorship deal signing day. So this is the last threat to the sponsor confidence. And a stage win is going to be really hard to come by in this one, but we'll certainly do our best and see what we can do. We've got an alls category climb right in the middle of this one, but then it's a sprint stage because it's the only climb of the day, and it's in the middle. And it's really not that long for what it is. Less than 30K to go. We go at ×2 speed as we roll towards that. The breakaway group of 5 still has a minute 15 over the pack. It's not guaranteed that we'll catch them, but it is likely. Couple things of note on the stage so far. Keegan Swerble was supposed to be in that break. It was supposed to be a breakaway of 6. 6 riders cut off the front, including Keegan Swerble, but the other 5 had about 45 seconds on Swerble. Swerble was able to start pulling away from the field, but the breakaway was at a pace that Swerble couldn't catch. He could match it, but couldn't catch, and then he ran out of energy before he could actually gain on them when the field finally backed off and let up. So bad timing on that he ran out of energy right as the field, or just moments after the field let up, and ended up drifting back into the peloton. Also, most of my team was involved in a crash on the descent after the climb, and that certainly had an impact, as some of the guys were a little bit tired in catching up. But all things said, we've got the full team here. We are a little bit tired because, it's a World Tour race. These teams race a lot harder and faster than the Continental teams do, aka us. And we are suffering for it a little bit here as we roll in towards San Diego with 12 kilometers left. Let's go ahead and set up our first sprint train. And I have two guys that I'm counting on for the overall in Conchi and Osorio. Not that I expect fireworks in that, but we'll get what we can out of it. And then we actually get into our sprint team. So Marini and then Bax. Swerble is okay. Vochtendorf is our best support sprinter. Simpson, Swerble never quite fully recovered from his efforts, and so he is a little bit tired. We'll get him to use his gel, but he's not going to go forward just yet, and when he does, he's not going to go too hard. We do only have 4 lead-out guys. Okay, here we go. Team starting to set pace. So Swerble, we're going to just try to get the team into a little bit of clean air, but not necessarily do damage on everyone just yet. You can see just trying to roll a 93 for him is a bit challenging. He's about to run out here real quick, Simpson. Oh gosh, what are you doing way back here, Simpson? Why don't you roll to the outside? Let the team join in with you. Oh, and he's out now. It is 6.3 though, so I think we're okay. Vochtendorf.
The pack has just reeled in the escape group. 5 kilometers to the finish line.
Okay, escape group caught, so Swerble's would-be group not there. Bax, let's get you ready. These guys on auto. I've got a chance and we're paused. Okay, we're a little short for Bax. Bax is definitely not going to go 99s here. 96 for a little bit, as Vochtendorf's got no further to go. This is going to give us a difficult chance here. Okay, now we're down to 2.5, so let's go 98. Wait, hold on. Use gels. There we go. 2.5, 2.5. Okay, so Marini. Should we get behind Valgren for a moment? I'm afraid 1.3, not quite enough. Oh, he's not coming out the back. Okay, well now it's 1.1 anyway, so it is time to sprint. Can we sprint? You guys sprint too. There we go. Okay, we ride with Marini though, the sprinter.
There we go.
Comes out for Bide. He's got a good start, but he doesn't have quite the pace. He's going to get second. We've guaranteed a top 3 for a stage, but Marcel Kittel takes it. Marini does get second. That's a good result. Not a stage win though. Not a stage win. Kittel looks like the favorite here. Not a lot of sprinters at this. Not top ones. Dan McClay is here. Yeah, there certainly are some. Swerble finishes off the back, so he'll lose a little time. 139 riders together, so everybody else is still there on time. Second. So close. And we nearly beat Kittel, but he's just got better pace. He really does. That would have been a stage win if circumstances were different. I mean, we timed it right. We were still pushing at the end. He was in the right position. We did it right. Just Kittel's better. So stage 1 in the books. No stage win yet, but a top 3 on a stage. Giro d'Italia. Sosa into the race lead now after yet another second place. Nibali down to second. Quintana still in third after winning his stage, closing the gap a little bit. Now it's Tour of Norway, the one that full team is now decimated down to just 4 riders. It starts on the 16th of May. I don't think it's a sponsor objective, and I'm actually going to need to look into that to double check that it's not a sponsor objective, because if it is, I might need to steal away a rider here from the Amgen Tour of California, where I've at least managed a second place, but I don't know. We'll see. I actually, this is a good chance to check. I want to come back on this and see. Kind of where we're at on that evaluation. Has it registered that second place as something of note? Okay, so we're already showing Marini for something. It says no results yet, but we are showing his name up there. Not showing up on here. Probably because it's not, stage win. Arr. Oh, nice. That second place for Veldeman does show up in the registered riders. Ooh, Veldeman's popularity just went up a lot. Oh, look at that. Taking second place in the race in Dunkirk has really improved Veldeman's popularity. And something successful here in California, World Tour race in the U.S., has got to help. But it's got to take an American rider. Marini is not. If we're going to get a boost. Ooh, nice payday for that. As we took second. California, there you go, Marini. More results for the Giro d'Italia. Quintana with another win. Sosa with second. Quintana now moves ahead of Nibali. So Nibali in 2 stages drops from first to third. And Sosa and Quintana go from second and third up to first and second respectively. Dumoulin takes third on that stage. Stage 2 should be another day for the sprinters if we can get them there, if we can get them home protected. This is going to be a bit longer of a stage, but I think we should just about be able to get through these first 2 climbs. No problem, so we'll join in prior to the end. Alaphilippe is here, Kwiatkowski, Van der Poel, Dylan Toynes, Van Avermaet.
Just 1/3 of the race left to run. Now's not the time to give up watching.
50 kilometers to go. Wachtendorf off the back. There was a number of other riders off the back as well. Some of them have come back on this long descent, but we're getting ready to go into the final 2 climbs. You can see there is one more saddle climb here towards the end as well. But this next climb looks to do the most damage as the pace has picked up a lot from the initial pace at the beginning, but it was pretty difficult set of climbs. Wachtendorf just about made it, but not quite. Swerble, a bit tired. Simpson, a bit tired, but a lot of the guys did recover down that descent. But the pace was high, naturally. It's a World Tour race. Swerble partially tired from going to get water. We are going to need water one more time before the end of this race. But I think the field's going to be a bit shattered later on. So keep an eye on everyone. Ooh, not that far back. This far back. Don't need to check in on Wachtendorf. Peloton, you can see, is shrinking pretty quick. Backs being shielded actually by Osorio, so this is a bit of a risky move here. But this is probably my best chance at a sprint victory here. because if I can get my sprinters over these climbs and other sprinters are off the back, there's less competition. Rainy, don't get dropped here.
The pack is slowly whittling away the lead.
Now, Bax and Marini are the only ones that I'm trying to get. Swerble. Let's see, Swerble, you were working for, oh shoot, Marini. Conchi being protected by Simpson. Why don't I switch this to you protecting Marini? And Swerble, set you to auto. Simpson to auto. These guys are going to be going out the back. We'll take a look at what the back looks like right now. You can see a lot of riders going backwards. And there's still quite a ways till we get to the top. Simpson about to lose contact. And Swerble as well, actually. They both now in this group. Off the back. There's 6 more off the back. Conchi and Marini. Marini's not going to last. Oh, we're almost to the top, though. 1.5K. Come on. Give it a little more. Bax and Osorio hanging on. I don't want to lose Conchi because of the overall. So, Conchi, I need you to still hang on if Marini can't. Same with Osorio. Bax is done, so Osorio, you need to ride on your own here. Sorry, Bax.
The pace is really hot, so for the moment, we shouldn't see too many attacks.
Uh-oh. About to lose contact here. Marini is done as well, so it didn't work. Conchi, you gotta get forward here. Keep contact. Osorio and Conchi now together, last 2 guys, so that didn't quite work out as planned. What I was hoping for. So looking at these 2 better sprinters, definitely Osorio. So Conchi, go ahead and switch this, do that. Now we'll start bringing you guys back up the field here through this little descent, and then, oh no! Why did we just lose contact? Come on, you were on an 86. Pushing. Push. Jeez. Well, we're going to lose sight of the overall if we can't make contact again, but there we go. A lot of riders going backwards here. Just calmly making our way through up the field a little bit so we don't get dropped. We can cut that back a little.
The little promenade is over. The
Breakaway group's caught. And now let's just hold position here.
Watch out, a team leader is falling behind.
Alright, Marini and Bax don't quite make it, unfortunately. Are you set to auto? There they go, over the top. Ah, Kittle's still here? Really? He's a terrible climber. He got over the top. Alright, well, Osorio, Conchi are here. Conchi, grab some water. 20K and no water left, so do something. I do not like how spread out this field is, though, so we're about to hit another little climb. Just to have 2 guys and not 1. Come some attacks. I'm definitely not interested in any of those. It's still in Toynes, who's trying to attack, along with Guerrero. Trying to go for the solo victories. 10K to go. $6K to go. It's going to be really hard to get a stage win with these 2.
The last 5 kilometers of the stage.
Okay. So we're going to go 99. Osorio, the better sprinter. Kind of. Conchi has better top speed. Osorio has better acceleration. Neither one's any good. Maybe I should go the other way around and use Osorio's acceleration as a lead out and let Conchi come over the top. Sure. Switch him up here. Osorio will use his gel now and start pushing him up through the field here. Conchi, come on. Osorio, relax. You need Conchi with you. Or do you? Apparently not. Okay. Use your gel. Osorio almost full strength here, so let's go that little bit more and let's sprint you both. Osorio not even top 10 here. Kittle at the front, no. Restrepo, Dan McClay second. Dillier, Vanderpool, Halverson, there's Kwiatkowski, Max Schockman, Lutsenko. Much smaller group this time, so Osorio and Conchi are going to be a little bit higher up the standings now. The rest of my team just kind of bringing it home. No time cut. We're fine. Wachtendorf even. But that's 2 stages in the books. No stage win yet, but like I said, we did get a 2nd place. So that's worth something, but it's not a stage win. And podium is not much of a consolation to sponsors. Even if you're a small continental team and you take 2nd place in a World Tour race. At least on the game. In real life, they absolutely would. Alright, well, with 2 stages in the books, Tom Dumoulin still leading the World Tour standings by a comfortable margin. But it does look like Nairo Quintana will gain some ground on him. Ivan Sosa is going to gain a lot of ground if he hangs on to win the Giro. And Marini drops a spot to 4th. Brian Cockard is riding for Vital Concept. Holy cow. Well, no wonder he wasn't actually there at the finish line. He doesn't have the team support. Warren Barguil for Fortuneo Samsic. There's Gowden for Direct Energy, who just won that last race. Valdeman took 2nd, so he moves up 24 spots to 13th. There's Vervecchi in 17th. But it's the Super Prestige that matters for me, and it's the team. So how are we looking there? Sunweb leading standing, so Dumoulin's team. We lead the Continental ranking still by a good margin, but in the Super Prestige, we are now outside of the top 18, but only by a spot, 19th overall with 1,434, aka 143 points in the game of Decathlon. That highest total we've had, getting higher and higher all the time. We've got a lot of season still to play out, so we're going to get nowhere near 1,000 this season. We're going to have to hit World Tour status before we can do anything like that, but we're still making really good progress. 2nd highest of all Continental Pro teams this season. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.